Hello and welcome back to Blues Armory, where today we're doing something a little bit different. Shit. Sounds ominous. Okay, so I started this channel at the beginning of 2024 with the goal of creating a channel that could help people get into Star Wars costuming that may not have done it already. And I think to an extent I've done that, but I've definitely gone on weird tangents doing reviews of video games, talking way too much about lightsabers and just some other crap that I've done over the year. So I thought, seeing as the channel has gone completely sideways, we'd get into something completely different. So before I started this channel, I have actually been doing costuming for quite a long time. I think my first costume was, well, my first proper Comic Con was probably 2010, I want to say. And I've been costuming for a long time. I took a long break for it just before COVID up until about last year. So I've done all kinds of things aside from Star Wars, and one of the things I loved doing was DC characters, because I am quite a big Batman fan as well as being a massive Star Wars nerd. So I was thinking about what my plans were for MEFCC 2024. And I thought it was time to bring back a costume that I absolutely adored, my Red Hood costume. Now, when I did my Red Hood costume back in 2015, 2016 maybe, I was still learning how to properly do costuming and everything. I didn't have a 3D printer. I didn't have access to all these different techniques and painting and materials that I know how to do now. So I thought, what if I took my old Red Hood costume, and genuinely it is my old Red Hood costume, and brought it into my skills for 2024/2025. And that starts with the helmet. This helmet, to be completely exact. So I have actually started already on this because I wanted to do an update where we already had some work done. So I have started on my own Red Hood helmet. This was one thing I never had when I did my original Red Hood helmet. I actually had a lovely eye mask from Tiger Stone Effects. And now I have a Red Hood helmet and it's really cool. Should I put it on? The back is not on it yet because it's not finished, but it fits my head quite nicely. Oh, God, that's cool. By the way, this is why I wear a hat in all the videos, because my hair is a mess. Anyway, so the helmet is almost done. I started with a free file from DO3D. Somehow managed to get that printed out on my Elegoo Neptune 4 Pro, which I did not think it would fit. And we had a few failed attempts at it, but eventually we got it to print, and it turned out quite nicely. I think it was a 19-20 hour print, and then a couple hours for the back peg as well. So over the past week, over the Christmas period, I've been sanding and filling and priming and sanding and filling and priming and sanding and filling and priming, you know, the usual 3D printing hullabaloo that you have to do. And that is pretty much ready for paint. I'm going back and forth about what paint I want to do on it. I think I'm gonna go with a shiny red and then dull it down with some sandpaper and some weathering. So that will be coming very soon. That's almost done. This is kind of gonna be a little series of me trying to finish off this costume before MEFCC 2025. And I also have, there's another secret costume as well down there that will be worked on at some point, but I'll get to that later. Anyway, the idea for this Red Hood is I'm going to take inspiration from one of my favorite costumers and cosplay creators of all time, Cosplay Chris. That's how I based my Red Hood originally on his Red Hood, and this is just an update of it. So the second part of the costume, and the biggest part, is the base suit bodysuit. Let me show you that. So this is my bodysuit for my Red Hood cosplay. This is the original one I used back almost 10 years ago. It was sized for me 10 years ago, so it's a bit snug now, but this is 100% the one that I used. It's a Batflex style pattern that I got printed, and it was originally going to be for a Nightwing, so it actually had full legs and I cut them down. And then this gorgeous, gorgeous Red Hood emblem came from the guys at Tiger Stone Effects, who are not around anymore, which is a true shame, but I understand that there's been a lot of personal issues there, and that is totally fine. But this emblem is gorgeous. So, like I said, not the same shape that I was 10 years ago. So, how do we fix that? Well, you build a muscle suit. That's not something I've ever done. I looked at buying one, and they're quite expensive. We're talking like hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a muscle suit, and I don't have that because... See? So I've decided to make a muscle suit. Something I've never done before, but we like to teach and learn, and you can learn along the way with me. So here's a little bit on how I made this muscle suit, and then I will show you it at the end. So we started by downloading a pattern from Etsy. Once we got that pattern done, we cut it all out on the paper, laid it down on some 1/2 inch thick upholstery foam, because that's what I've seen people using online, is that they use this upholstery foam to build their muscle suits. Professional muscle suits are foam latex or urethane, and they hold up better over time, but I'm going with upholstery foam because it was really cheap. Then we build out the patterns, cut them out, kind of start shaping them, and then it was up to me to attach them to a shirt. Now, funny story very quickly, is I thought I could just wear this black exercise shirt and just stick the muscles on with contact adhesive, with like spray on contact adhesive. What I should have done, and I actually don't have any footage of this because it was very embarrassing, what I should have done is cling filmed myself before we did this. I did not do that, and we started trying to put the muscles onto me, and they all stuck to my body, and then for the rest of the evening, my entire chest was so sticky that like the shirts I was wearing were peeling off on me. It was an absolute nightmare. So we ended up just kind of putting the muscles together. I started with the chest pieces, the abs, the sidey muscle things, whatever you call those. And then later on I managed to get the biceps and the shoulders that I slightly modified to make them fit my shirt. We stuck them all on, and let me show you the final result. I said final result, it's not really the final result, but this is where we're at now. This is just an athletic shirt with a lot of sofa fabric attached to it. Nothing on the back now, I'm considering doing that, but yeah, it's looking all right. It definitely bulks me out. I'll put a picture up that I took the other night with me wearing it without the shoulders and the biceps because I hadn't done them yet. But it's definitely, it needs some work. I think I need a bit more about here because you want to get that superhero V taper, and I definitely don't have that anymore. But I would say for my first crack at making a muscle suit, it's not going bad. Now, it's not going good. It is a bit messy. It's not my greatest work, but it's, you know, it bulks me out. So there's a muscle suit. Now, for the rest of the costume, I will be going with the traditional sort of red hood, tactical pants, boots. I might do some boot armor or something like that. And then a holster, maybe 2 holsters, and just some sort of firearm gun thing, maybe 3D printed, maybe just modify a toy. I'm not sure, but I'm really enjoying putting together a costume that's not Star Wars related, even though I am still working on Star Wars stuff, but it's kind of fun to jump into something that I really loved 10-ish years ago, and now I've learned a lot more about costuming, so it's kind of fun to go back and make something that I once had, but like 10 times better. So I'll try and keep you updated as we go along. Let's call this episode 1 of, I was about to say the Road to Red Hood, but that's not a good name. My Red Hood costume. We will have this done before Comic-Con. Hopefully I'll have this done within like a month. But that's where we are with costuming. There is some more costume. Like I said, there's a secret costume down there, and I'm not showing you yet because I want to get further along with it before we talk about it. And then that's kind of it. That's what I've been up to over the holiday season in terms of costuming. I'm about to finish off my 501st application with my Imperial Officer, and I will let you know how that goes once we get in or have to make some adjustments. But that will do it for the video today. I hope you enjoyed me doing something different. Let me know if you did. If you didn't, tell me you hated it. I don't mind. If you want to follow what's going on with me all the time, I'm on TikTok and Instagram. Those will be down there. And then until next time, and if you have any questions about this, please ask them, because I feel like I've made a lot of mistakes with this, and I could probably give you some advice. Anyway, that'll do it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Happy crafting. Have a great week ahead. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.